Turns out there's a neat max inventory trick that can help guarantee some specific loot from dailies. If you don't know what dailies are, check out my previous video on daily reset. As you know, the ancient Galder statue and the 2 kinds of rummage piles give you random unknown loot and you won't know what you get until you pick it up. The trick for a guaranteed flow tree seed from the ancient Galder statue is to put one of each normal seed in your inventory. The pine cone, the acorn, the samsara, and the juniper seed, and then max out your inventory with any random junk that's not flow tree seeds. Then, when you walk up to the statue, if you see loot, then that means the seed is a normal seed since it can stack with one of the seeds already in your inventory. To make it into a flow tree seed, you have to essentially reset the instance you're in, which is done through exiting your plot and re-entering it. You can also log out or join your friend's server. I like going into town because it's the closest exit to my statue. Keep repeating the process until the baggie says inventory full. That means it's a flow tree seed because it can't fit in your inventory as it isn't one of the existing seeds you left in your inventory. Clean out your inventory and pick up the flow tree seed before leaving ASAP because it might randomize into another seed if you leave the area or log out. If getting a flow tree seed seems impossible, make sure you've finished the gardener's new oneness quest that rewards you with this flow tree furniture piece. You can also guarantee a specific type of flow tree seed if you already have one of that type. The trick is essentially the same with one small change. Instead of holding the normal seeds, hold the seed you want a duplicate of. Then fill out your inventory slots and then repeat the process until the statue says you can loot it. That means the baggie contains the item that is stackable with your existing items, and since you're only holding one type of seed, it can only be that seed. This method also works for daily rummage piles if you're hunting for recipes and quest items. Max out your inventory with items that are impossible to get from rummage piles and make sure to fill up your ammo pouch as well. I like to use wallpaper, but use whatever you like. Just make sure you're not holding any unfilled stacks of possible items you can get from rummage piles. For example, don't hold 99 worm of either kind, and don't hold 1 dowsing rod or 29 apples. Then, when your rummage pile says inventory full, reset the pile until it says loot. Again, you can reset the instance by logging out, joining a friend's server, or leaving the area and coming back. The loot will end up being a recipe which isn't an item since it can't go into your inventory, or a quest item which goes into your quest item pouch. Unfortunately, I don't think you can guarantee recipes with a max quest item inventory since I'm not sure how you could get more quest items reliably. You'd have to wait until you got all the possible quest items to guarantee recipes afterwards. If you had some leftover medallions and miscellaneous quest items, you may be able to do it. If you were able to max out your quest item inventory, since you can't delete quest items, you can safely store them in your storage and it won't take up any space. While writing this guide, I was deeply regretting not getting a million of Sifu's torches in the past while exploring the Temple of the Flames and then storing them in my storage to later test out this trick. If you haven't finished the Temple of the Flames yet, grab a bunch of her torches and put them in your storage so you can guarantee recipes from rummage piles. Thanks for watching, hope this was helpful.